Today is November 2, 2016. The time is 10 a.m. I call the meeting of the Monongalia County Commission to order. Everyone please rise for a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right. Consent and approval. Renetta.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have 21 exoneration listings for $4,622.13. No minutes to approve. Vouchers for General County, $152, $436.77. Magistrate Court, $66.50. 911, $727.21. Camp Muffley, $1834.62. Mason-Dixon Park, $698.05. Assessor's valuation, $399.19. General County for purchasing card, $22,044.25. Home confinement, $5644.30. Chestnut Ridge Park, $31.96. Camp Muffley, $210.54. Mason-Dixon Park, $171.14. The recreation levy for the county parks, $7,361.39, for a voucher total of $191,625.92. We have a budget revision for the dog warden. They've received a donation of $5,000 from Hello World on behalf of the Paw Points Find the Cat sweepstakes. The lady that won, she donated $5,000 to the Canine Adoption Center. So they would like to increase their dog warden donations line item by $5,000. And
Do we have the lady's name?
no, she hasn't found that out yet.
Okay.
Yeah, what we do, we can write a letter.
Oh, yeah, a letter of
Sure.
appreciation.
Yeah, she said she wanted to do that.
Okay. Move for approval.
Hold on.
Sorry.
That's okay. Position vacancies for boards and authorities, the Planning Commission, Farmland Protection Board, and the West Run Board of Zoning Appeals. Fiduciary orders of November the 2nd, 2016. And we also need to set a hearing for the Eunice D. Mollard estate.
Why don't we do that after we do the general approval?
Okay.
Tom?
Move for approval.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Now do the hearing.
Set
Okay.
the hearing.
Eunice D. Mollard estate, November the 16th at 10:10.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Have anything else for us?
No, that's all.
Okay. Introduction of new employees, personnel changes, J.R. Petsko, Mason-Dixon Historical Park, William Petsko, part-time temporary maintenance. J.R.
Morning, gentlemen. How are you all this morning?
Okay, come on up. Just get on the camera here. Don't hide back here in the corner.
Come on. Due to climate change, our regular seasonal employee had to go to his winter seasonal employee job. And due to climate change, we still have grass growing and things like that in the park. And we needed someone for a few more weeks until winter showed up to help with maintaining the park. This gentleman is William Petsko Sr. He's my father, and he will be helping maintain the park for the next couple weeks until winter shows up.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Welcome aboard.
Welcome.
Good to have you.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Keep that. We got to keep that grass down while it's 70 degrees out.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Yeah. Be careful of your supervisor. I've heard things about it.
Thank you, gentlemen. Have a great day.
Okay.
Thank you. Mark Music Assessor, Derek Schoenacker.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, we would like to announce a new employee in our personal property department. He's a replacement. His name is Derek Cerniker.
I was close then.
You're close.
Cerniker.
Yes.
Okay.
And his salary will be $25,000 a year.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank Carrie?
Okay, any other employee issues that you know of? Okay, now's the time for comments from the public. If anyone wants to speak, please rise, state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Jim, go ahead.
Thank you.
I'll start after your hand.
Good morning,
Good morning.
public and your honorable commissioners. My name is James Giuliani. I live at 256 Prairie Avenue, Morgantown, West Virginia. National landmark, Alexander Wade home, WADE, very proud. This is 50 years of the National Historic, of the founding of the National Historic Program and things like that, so it's an important year, so that's great. But what I'm here to speak about again is West Virginia University and their private partners and their private-public partnerships, okay? I saw we had another tax ruling. Was it a tax ruling? Was it an accessibility ruling? Okay? But here's what I'm putting before you folks today, all right? Is that the process starts at the beginning, not at the end when the Attorney General signs the lease and says, okay, we agree that this lease agreement's okay. The process starts in the beginning in the procurement part, the bidding process. You're all familiar with that. Everybody's familiar with that. Public entities have to have a bidding process, a public procurement, okay? What's especially true when you enter into a project with a private entity, okay? You have to scrutinize that, okay? Because you've taken away some of the ability, because you don't just have a public project, into the ability that now you're bringing a private entity in. When you do that, you have to be very careful that you're making sure that you have the trust of the public, okay? You have a transparency level, okay? As you all know through all this whole thing, this has been going on for 4 years now, okay? Is it getting any better? This is getting ugly. It's getting really ugly. You see the advertisements that's going on? It's ugly, okay? Do you see the replies in the newspaper from the principals, Mr. Nesselrode? Well, this is directed directly to Mr. Nesselrode and you commissioners, is this, okay? Mr. Nesselrode puts in the paper that he did projects just like they did in the University of Georgia, in the Georgia system. No, they didn't. He alludes to the fact that Iowa State did projects like this. No, they didn't. The University of Iowa did projects like this, okay? Arizona State. Arizona State used this developer, American Campus Communities, which you have the literature that they lay before the conferences to developers and to universities that want their services, okay? And throughout all this, there's always a public procurement process, meaning you bring all the individuals into play. I myself was harmed through this whole thing. I've been damaged through this whole thing. I never received the opportunity to do a public-private partnership with this university. They had an obligation to this public, to the university, and all the people that attend the university, past, present, and future. Because what they did, they compromised their relationships moving forward. They'll never do another public-private partnership. Mark my words, until they correct this one. Once you start looking into this, because this is all over the country, okay? Don't be blinded by what WVU's lawyers tell you, or the fact that WV owns the property. In anybody's world, do you believe that you bring a 2x4 onto the construction site and it then literally goes over to WVU or a public entity?
3 minutes.
Right.
Well, here's what I'm going to
Please.
ask this commission, sir, with all respect.
You know.
I've asked this commission for 3 years. You left your lawyer out to bake because he didn't have the expertise to go in to fight the manpower that WVU
Sir.
So what I'm
Look,
saying
your
to
3
you
minutes-
is that
your
I'm
3
going to
minutes.
ask you again, can we discuss this?
Well,
Can we have
yeah,
a meeting,
yes,
a
I-
special meeting to discuss this?
Sir.
Because it's never happened, Mr. Cowan, it's never happened. It's never happened.
We've met with the BFORs, number
No,
one.
you haven't met with me, and I've asked you over and over again, I bring you this information.
Now, sir,
And what about
sir,
West Virginia
stop,
University? They need to
stop,
come clean on their
stop.
enrollment. I will stop.
Stop.
Please give us the public.
Stop. Stop right there. One, this county commission set as a Board of Review and Equalization, it's a quasi-judicial body.
Yes, sir.
One. Two, we found all those properties taxable. You're not telling us anything we haven't
No, I'm
already done.
telling you a lot
We
you don't
found-
know.
Sir, we found those properties taxable. That's all we can do.
And it's been brought
The
back to
attor-
you, and it's gonna be heard again now, okay? So you need
That's
the
right.
ammunition, and you need the proper
Well, I
information
appreciate
in
that,
front of you.
but I appreciate that. But to say that we did not do what you've asked us, we did do what you asked,
No,
what
sir.
people.
I would, with all respect, sir, if you would have had all this information before you that I've tried to supply
Well,
to
what
you
can
for
we
some
do other,
time
what
now.
are you saying we could do other than find it taxable?
I'm saying that you need the facts to back up your taxability and your accessibility for the projects that have been brought before you. That's what. That's what I'm saying, to you,
Well,
sir.
I don't think you understand the process. We are a judicial body. We have no more right to go out and advocate than a circuit court judge does.
What I'm getting at, sir, you're taking it out of the context of what I'm saying to you. Please let's step back to where we're at. I'm telling you that West Virginia University entered into an agreement with a private entity and did not do the due diligence and the process that they had to do in order to facilitate.
So that's out of our jurisdiction.
No, it's not, sir, it's
All
not.
right, it's,
This is
I'm
not
so-
gonna
I'm
go
sorry.
away,
Thank you
Mr.
for your-
Fowler.
thank you for
This
public-
is not gonna go away. All the information there, I'll be forwarding you more emails on every state and every university that there is. Mr. Hawkins,
that's
what we'll
fine,
do.
that's fine,
Let's
sir.
not be defensive about this, let's get it out
It's
to the
not-
open. Let's get it out to the open,
Please sit down.
okay? Let's just get it out to the open.
It's not being defensive, it's a fact.
No, the
we
facts are
found-
there, the
we-
facts are in front of you.
Sir, sit down. We found this property taxable.
And
As
it
a
is
board of
taxable.
review and equalization. Period. That's all we can do. Now, do we want to know the stuff? Sure, I've read all this stuff. David Beafor and I have met on numerous times and read all these cases, read the Prince case and everything. I'm sorry that you weren't invited. I thought he invited you. But we'll do it again. I'll be happy to meet with you all you want. So, any further public comment? Yes, ma'am. Please state your name and address, and you have 3 minutes.
My name is Karen Kelly King. I live at 210 Kelly Road, off the Grafton Road.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm here about Thanksgiving. I'm not here to ask for money, but I would accept some.
That's good.
For the 8th year, we're going to be having a community-wide Thanksgiving dinner at Wesley Church. Last year, we served over 400 meals. Our goal this year is to serve at least 500. And we're going to be cooking 18 turkeys and 11 ham. We're going to be giving our leftovers on Monday to the WVU RAC. It's the food pantry for WVU students. We'd also like to find a way to put it into, make sure that the school kids know that this is available if they want to come. We do have, let's see, we have in-house and dine-in, we have takeout, and we have delivery. And this takes place on Thanksgiving Day. And so, and I'm very good about volunteers. When we started, we had 2 goals, really. One was that this ministry would not be a financial burden to the church. So we've been able to raise money. We've gotten donations from a lot of restaurants and grocery stores, and the community has stepped up and given money. Our second goal was that it become a community event, not just an event for Wesley Church, but that it become a community event. We serve the homeless, we serve WVU international students, we serve anybody that's here, we serve families. In fact, we have a lot of families who come and spend the day with us and bring their kids, and the kids learn how to serve also. So what I am suggesting is that you have employees, I believe, that are going to be working on Thanksgiving Day, maybe the sheriff's department, I'm not sure where they are.
No, we haven't.
And we want to let you know that we're willing to deliver meals to them on that day.
Oh, that's great.
And so do you have any questions?
Well, you're going to be sending me some literature.
Yes.
So we can have the
So we
literature,
can-
so we can
And we
get that
can
information
pass it out to the different
Exactly.
departments and make sure the departments are aware of it, because different departments have different
Right,
people
right.
working.
And if anybody wants to volunteer, I need volunteers all that week for the cooking and the taking up and down all 4 kitchens, and, because we want me to be charming on Thanksgiving.
You're always charming.
I
We
love it when you
appreciate
say
it.
that. So,
Thank you.
well, it might give me a date if people saying that.
We go back to high school. We've known each other since high school.
Yes, and I am the charming one.
That's right.
You are. So if you have any questions?
No, I want to really thank you and your group. It's just excellent that you would think of the people that have to work on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving is the one holiday that has certain foods and, you know, and certain smells. And most of us have those memories. And we think about some of the homeless, and we think about just, well, I decided I wanted to do this because everybody was always saying, what are you going to do about Karen on Thanksgiving? You know, who's going to take care of her this time? Well, I take care of 400 plus people. That's enough.
That's great. That's fantastic.
So, and you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very much. Any further public comments? Yes. Please
Morning,
state your
gentlemen.
name and address. You got 3 minutes.
Thank you. I stopped by last week and County Commissioner Tom Bloom explained to me that your free speech policy has changed, that all 3 commissioners must approve my application, is what I was told.
What are you talking about?
To have a free speech time in the courthouse square.
Yeah, I thought all 3 of us would
Yeah.
have to approve that.
Oh, you mean, okay, that doesn't change free speech. I thought you were saying.
No.
You want to have a ceremony on the courthouse square.
I want to be out there with my protest sign against WVU hospitals for their mistreatment of me. And if you have any questions and reservations about it, I've been protesting at the corner of Suncrest Methodist Church. I'll be there at noon today, so you can check it out then also. But I don't think you'll mind my free speech moment for Monday at noon on the 7th. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
We need your, just for the record, I think she needs your name and
Oh, I'm
address.
sorry. Renee Hernandez, 723 Louise Avenue, Morgantown.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Wow.
You can
No.
leave your application with the reception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, just so you know, she did come and I said that I would not approve it without your support, so I felt all 3
Yeah,
commissioners had to
it's
approve
just-
something on the courthouse square.
Everything except farmers. By
Yes.
statute, farmers can sell their vegetables on courthouse square anytime they want to.
Right.
But that's by statute. Anything else is
That's
required
fine. I
approval.
just need to be clear about that. Thank
That's
you for
fine.
your time,
Thank
gentlemen.
you.
all have a good day.
Then
Okay.
motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion, the second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you. Any further public comments? Okay, hearing none, I'll close that section and we'll move along. Colleen Coon, grants.
I have nothing for you today.
You have nothing today? Okay, thank you. Okay, it's past 10:10, so we're looking at the objections, the final settlement of the estate of Wilbur L. Poling. Who is here on that?
Lily Finnis.
Lily Finnis, and who's with you? Your husband?
Yes, my husband.
Your name, sir? Wade Finnis and
Catherine Abels.
Catherine Abels
My husband Carl.
and Carl. Okay. Anyone else on this? Okay, there was a final settlement submitted and objections to the final settlement. There are a number of allegations which have been, there has been some answers given to those, Ms. Abels. Is there anything further you want to present at this time other than your written objections, Ms. Finnis, since you're the one that filed the objection?
No, well, I'm sorry, yes, but I think it's in here about having documentation as far as the estate is concerned. What the bills were, what was paid out, funeral costs, what was paid out.
Do you, Ms. Abel, do you want to say anything?
Well, I just want to say, you know, the objections and so forth, and I don't know if you read all the family.
I've read everything. Carl knows me that I read everything.
Well, a lot of it's fabrication and untruths, and I did go to the funeral director, and I did get a signed statement by him that there was no outburst at the funeral home.
Well, that's totally.
And it has nothing to do with the
That's
estate.
totally irrelevant. I'll tell you this, I set all that stuff aside.
Okay.
As you know, I used to be a magistrate, I can set that stuff aside, I don't pay attention to that stuff. I look at what's relevant to the issue. I would, what's normally factual allegations like this, that's by statute, that's the job of the fiduciary commissioner. We normally don't hold hearings and take evidence.
Would it be unprecedented to send it to the fiduciary? And have
No,
it-
actually,
Okay, good.
that would be the normal way of
That's what
doing,
I'd like to do, is take this
allegations.
and recommend it be sent to the fiduciary with a recommendation back to us in a
Yeah.
30-day period?
Well,
And
they have.
They have to set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to set it up.
Actually, the one, just to clarify, since you're filing the objection, you're the one that needs to set the hearing with whoever's been assigned as the fiduciary commissioner.
Okay.
I would recommend that it goes back to the fiduciary with a hearing, and then they make a recommendation back to us.
Is that a motion?
Yes, so moved.
Okay, second.
I have a motion and second to refer this to the fiduciary commissioner with taking evidence and returning with a recommendation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. As the objector, as I said, once you get the notices who the appointed fiduciary is from the clerk's office, then it'd be your responsibility to set any sort of hearing. If you fail to do that, you will be allowed to bring it back without reference to the fiduciary commissioner.
What's the timeline for setting the appointment?
30, 60 days, unless there's some extenuating circumstances. I've seen them come in here with, well, that's why I hesitate to put an actual date. I'll put a date and then they've been in the hospital for 4 weeks, you know. And so then we go through the whole time of calling people in and everything. So it's what the law calls a reasonable time.
Well, I know you're already past everything, but Dad never had any money. And-
Well, I understand that, but our job by statute is actually to make a final determination in when there are allegations of an evidentiary nature. Our job is to send it to the fiduciary commissioner, not to hold hearings here. Okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I want to, this could be in my report, but I wanted to include this. I was asked to attend the Associated Builders and Contractors Award Ceremony, and it was the 27th Annual Excellence in Construction Awards, and Monview LLC was the company. Kanawha Stone was the recipient of the award with Monview LLC, and they received the award for the Phase 2 and 3 development, which included the development for the community baseball park, home to the minor league West Virginia Black Bears and WVU baseball teams. Monview required development through some of the steepest terrain in West Virginia, but the project ultimately resulted with astonishing views of the surrounding mountains. So I wanted to report this to the other commissioners, that as part of our work on the TIF, that it's being noted throughout the country as well as the state of the excellent work done overall in our TIF project at University Town Center. So I wanted to pass that on to you all. Any comments?
Do you think we should just send a letter of appreciation or congratulations? To...
That's what I'm hoping to.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
That's what I'm hoping to.
I would like to send a letter to both companies and thank them for their, getting this award and what it means for my county.
Happy to second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you.
2 for 2 right now.
Great. That's really great. John Sonaday, Coordinated Council on Homelessness.
I'm George Lilly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but I'm reading this, I'm reading on this.
Thank you very much. George Lilly, 173 Poplar Drive, Morgantown. I'm standing in for John, coordinating council on homelessness. I chair the council, and John sends his regrets. He had another meeting that he could facilitate that I couldn't, and he asked me to come to further a conversation that he had with you once before concerning a request for funding. So I'd like to formally ask the Commission to give consideration for funding the Coordinating Council on Homelessness this year. There we have three central needs that I'd like you to give consideration to. First has to do with homeless outreach and rental assistance, and that would continue our successful reduction of the number of people experiencing homeless. The second would be a cold shelter. As you know, we're coming into winter, although as Elvin says this morning, thank goodness, let's stretch the weather so that the need for the cold shelter can be minimized. But this would provide a second site for evening, nighttime sheltering of people, in addition to the Bartlett House downtown emergency shelter, which has a capacity of 28. We believe that cold night there will be maybe twice that number. So we are in the planning process of setting up a cold shelter for this winter. And then lastly, a new initiative having to do with the downtown task force to improve the quality of life downtown. You, as a commission, have supported that. You've endorsed that. The City of Morgantown, the Chamber of Commerce, Main Street, Morgantown, and the WVU Office of Corporate, State, and Local Relations, in addition to Coordinating Council on Homelessness. We had a first meeting, 80-some people came. Task groups have been set up. We certainly hope that that process can move forward and have successful outcomes to report back to you later in the spring of next year or beyond. So that's our request too. Do you have any questions?
What was the amount requested on the request?
7,500.
7,500.
7,500.
Yes.
7,500.
We have pledged for that. We have pledged for that. What's the wishes of the commission?
Move forward that we approve the $7,500 for projects.
Yeah, the project specifically for the warming center, I believe, is what we were looking at.
Yes, we agreed to the warm shelter and a
Yes.
cold shelter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. You got your $7,500. You all doing good work. Thank you very much, George.
Appreciate your assistance and Commissioner Bloom being with us at this time, and Mr. Hawkins had been pretty good.
And I think we're very lucky that, you know, and I will say, that's one of the benefits people don't understand of the levy. Because the levy passed, it freed up some funds that we would be going back to what we wanted to give it and do for the community. So we're glad we're able to do that.
Okay, thank you. All right, correspondence. Request by Region 6 Planning and Development Council for letter naming representative from commission who will be attending the meetings if the president is unable. Okay?
You are serving on that now? No, you're not. You're serving on that
Yes.
now.
Right.
You're on the workforce.
I'm on the workforce
Yes.
elected official board. You want to continue on that?
Yes, I would be happy to continue on this.
Ed Hawkins, our representative.
Second.
Okay.
I'll second myself on that.
Okay.
I
now,
don't think
why
there's
not?
any.
That's right. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Ed, you're on it. Region 6 Planning and Development Council. We give them a lot of money. Unfinished business. Do you have any unfinished business?
I have one more piece of correspondence, if you don't mind.
Sure. Do we have the second person for this?
Not yet.
Okay.
I have the name. Here's the problem. I haven't actually asked. I have inquired of Palatine Park, and I have the name, but I have not asked for that individual, so I would be reluctant to put out a name until I've actually asked for a cent.
Okay. This is sort of unfinished business.
I have one more piece of correspondence.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah.
This morning, we received a press release from Mountain Line Transit that they are announcing that rides will be free to all local routes on Election Day, Tuesday, November the 8th. I thought maybe we could put that out
Publicize
there.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Bruffy was on the radio this morning going
Oh,
over
was
this.
it?
So,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Good.
All right.
Good.
That was it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, any further correspondence?
No, sorry.
Okay, unfinished business. We had talked with the WVU County Commission, Bow Park, and WVU just happened to be a part of it. But it was actually between the County Commission and Bow Park agreement for a coalition for waterfront development. Commissioner Hawkins has asked to be on that board, and I thought that would be fine. Do you have any problem with that?
No.
Tom, do you mind making that motion?
Should I move that Ed Hawkins be put on that collaboration
Board
board?
for Bow Park.
Yes.
I'll second that. I have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed.
Thank you. Just so you know, informally, we did have a beginning organization meeting yesterday. It's also been a thought that perhaps since Palatine Park has been so successful, that we might want to incorporate a member of the individuals working down there. And I have actually ran down a name, but I haven't asked him yet. So I'm not going to put it forth for our approval until I at least have somebody that says yes, that, you know, because they've got a good successful model.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And I think this would be helpful, and this was also something that was agreeable to the other individuals at the meeting yesterday.
So yeah, I think it would be good if he could okay that to actually have this collaboration committee, because they wanted two from each entity.
Oh, move that.
Well, I think he needs
We'll wait
to
till
ask
the
him
name.
first.
Yep.
Okay, we'll bring back the name.
I think it's unusual to take someone out of county, but in this case, just because there's a county line there, the river doesn't stop. It
I don't want to
keeps going.
reinvent the wheel. If we can do something that's
Exactly.
working well,
Yeah.
let's
Right.
continue.
Let's
Yeah.
keep it up, that's right. So, okay, very good. Okay, any further unfinished business? Hearing none, new business. To consider the cancellation of the county commission meeting scheduled for November 9, 2016.
We'll need to approve somebody to approve the pay vouchers that day, if you decide to cancel the meeting.
You're gonna be here, right?
Yes.
You know, that solves that.
Move that we cancel the county commission meeting on November 9th and have Renetta McClure pay the pay vouchers.
Second.
Sign the pay vouchers.
We have a motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay, our next meeting will be November 16th then. Reports from elected officials. Ron, we got anything?
Yes, sir, I know.
Kelly, you got anything?
Not today.
Carrie, you got anything?
We're early voting.
Oh, I
Over
know.
12,200 people.
That's amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Largest turnout in the state of West Virginia.
Is it?
That's gotta be a record.
That's
Yeah.
tremendous. That's tremendous.
Yeah.
Great work. Great work. Okay, reports from county commissioners. Tom?
Two. First, I guess I'll bring this up. As for public's information, the commission has heard from both Star City and Granville the possibility of annexation, and certain areas, and I just hope that, you know, this gets worked out so we can have all the information to us that is documented. And that's all I want to say. I mean, because there seems, you know, when you have two different cities arguing and fighting for possibly the same annexation, I just hope that, you know, it's done, and I look forward to reviewing and looking at that information. So I will say that. The second thing is I went as an individual city council member last night. Oh, county commissioner, wow. An individual county commission member to a city council meeting. Yeah, deja vu, yeah. Yeah, at a city council meeting last night. The reason why I was taken back was that they had put on the agenda first reading of the TIF up in Falling Run Road without any prior information. I did talk with Mr. Glenn Kelly, and he did agree that he would put it on the committee of the whole, and realized that, there was a mistake. I also presented some questions and concerns that I had from last time, and this time he said that they will try and answer it. But I do have a concern that I wanted to voice to you all, that I'm very concerned that the city council members need to really look at this TIF, read the application, and understand the consequences to this county for or against it. And that's something that is becoming very prevalent, that is not being looked at. And I do hope, with the track record of the city council, with the disaster of several of the TIFs that they have, and one going bankrupt and the other not going well, that we really get this worked out, and we look at the bigger portion, not the project, but the actual use of the TIF. And that's what concerns me, and I'll say that.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Gary. Very, very proud of what's going on. Please vote. I like to vote on the day. I always have. I always will. I know that the early voting is important to people, but I did attend the Visiting Homemakers Awards Banquet. It was a very nice affair. That was last Thursday. I did neglect that we did have a really good discussion in Granville. This was Tuesday a week on the heroin problem under the leadership of President Callen, and we really had great representation at this particular meeting. It gives me hope that people are actually looking to voice this concern and address it. And tomorrow we'll be at the Milan Park Awards Dinner. So looking forward to attending that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, the heroin epidemic, forgot to mention that last week. Lieutenant Forbes and Latina and I, we all work together, and it's really starting to gel. A steering committee is growing out of that, and we've already scheduled the first meeting on that. And I've heard we had a large turnout. I don't remember what the numbers were, Ron, but I know we had a cross section of a lot of people. And I heard from a number of ones that they all think we're on the right track, in the right direction. So I'm very excited about actually not just talking about the problem, but performing and planning to really make a difference, a cultural change and everything that comes along with that makes a difference. You know, I'm pretty liberal with people, as a magistrate always was, saying whatever they want to. I just want to clarify something, and people don't understand it. County Commission, out of the 3,069 counties throughout the country, is the only political body that serves sometimes as an executive, sometimes as a legislative, and sometimes as a judicial. When we sat here in the Board of Assessment Appeals and the Board of Equalization and Review, we are a judicial body. It is the property owner and the assessor. We evaluate the facts and we make a ruling. We ruled, as everyone knows, that's why it went to the Supreme Court, that these properties were taxable and to the amount the assessor said. That's what we ruled. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in the Supreme Court. If we do the things that are being advocated we do, we would be, A, removed from ever hearing this case again. We could never hear the case. If we go out and advocate, Mr. Beaufort understands that fully now. If we go out and advocate, it would be no different than Larry Miller, the judge on this case, Judge Miller, going out and advocating that I think this ought to be done, I think that ought to be done, he would be removed from the case. We are a judicial body when we sit as the Board of Review and Equalization and the Board of Assessment Appeals. We're a judicial body when we sit as a probate court. We would most likely, if we persisted in that kind of conduct, most likely be removed from office permanently. So I know people get passionate, but you gotta understand what our jurisdiction. You gotta understand the laws. And I'm gonna just end it right there. You gotta understand the laws. Bobby, did you have something?
Yeah. I know there's been a lot of flack about the Justice Center of the pricing and everything about it, but back in the end of 2015, Macero was up for an award, and I did an interview with the Master Builders Association, and it was for a craftsmanship award on their workmanship that they did at the building. And they were presented first place for the craftsmanship of the work they did inside the building. So they sent us a copy of the award, so we can have it since it was our building. So
we need to send a letter of congratulations to them as well.
Yeah, that was in February, and I had surgery. I couldn't go to the thing, but it's a real big award to get that, because every contractor in Pennsylvania was up, tried to put their people up. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the budget's part of that consideration, going into the
Yeah.
budget. The work performance, I mean, that's excellent. We need to thank them, and I want to thank you for your oversight. You are probably the most skilled person in making the dollars go as far as possible as anyone I've seen. So I want to commend you and your entire staff.
I have a meeting down there at 11 o'clock, so I need to go, and I'll be back.
Okay. Thank you. Anything further?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.